Welcome back to Beards and Brews. This week's review is going to be Magic Mike from 2012. Now, Chandler, please tell us, what's so magical about this, Michael?
All right, here's why I chose this one. It's because, all right, everybody knows what this movie is. It's the movie where Channing Tatum is a male stripper, a male exotic dancer. And that's, all of the ads, all of the trailers were just showing them dancing and everything. But I think it's actually a really entertaining movie, and all of that male stripper goodness really only takes up, from what I saw, like 20 minutes of the whole movie. Might not even have been that. Might have been 12. I'm getting my numbers mixed up, but I think it's really entertaining. A lot of fun stuff going on here.
Like, I totally understand where you're coming from when you made this pick. It's like, oh man, we're gonna have to watch like a dick flick, like a movie like totally just for women and all that nonsense.
But it's really not.
But the thing is, I was totally on board for like a raunchy romp around with some silliness, with some good music. Fucking Matthew McConaughey. Yes. I mean, he doesn't disappoint, but the rest of the movie is kind of a train wreck. I mean, the dialogue gave me cancer. Like, it's ridiculous.
I didn't really see anything wrong with the dialogue aside from really most of Brooke. I think her dialogue was pretty mad, but as far as the dialogue between the guys go, it's that's Adam's sister. Now she was an attractive lady. It's just she's got that strong jaw.
She's got that 1980s term look on her. Wait, what?
I didn't hear what Brady said.
From Cope, just pig.
I mean, like, not to trash her. I mean, she's a fine-looking woman, but I don't know. I like, by the end of the movie, I was picking so hard at it because the movie almost feels like it was made up as it was going along, and they really only had really good ideas about, like, the stripping scenes and all the dance numbers and stuff, but because I feel like that's the only thing that's fleshed out in this entire thing.
Okay, so I feel like this could have been one of two movies, but it was neither. It could have been a movie, a raunchy, lighthearted expose on male stripping.
Yes.
Or it could have been a serious undertaking about a man trying to get on his feet without, the proper legs underneath him, with he doesn't have credit, his best friend's a drug addict, that kind of thing, and his journey in life. Instead, they took those two things and tried to smash them together, and it doesn't work.
I think it was less than that. I stick to what I said earlier. Like, I feel like this was just made up as it went along, and maybe my expectations were a little too high because I remember this movie coming out and the ads, the push in the press was so huge. I thought it was going to be like,
your expectations for Magic Mike were too high
because I've seen Boogie Nights. That's why I thought it was going to be just like that, but instead of like the porno industry, like a bunch of the stripper industry.
Big Dick Richie's a star.
God damn.
But this, if you guys don't know, is actually a passion project from Channing Tatum, loosely based on his actual experience being an exotic dancer and then sort of turning that into a career.
Except for in this movie, he loses all of his savings and marries the chick, or gets with the chick that was too good for him to begin with?
Well, I'm not sure about this. I'm thinking that in real life, Channing Tatum would have been the kid.
Oh.
He makes $20 an hour, and he's only saved up over 6 years, $13,000.
Well, he lives in Tampa.
Yeah, his place was actually pretty swank, so that's a huge chunk of change right there.
I did make a note of that, that he's only saved up $13,000, but he has a fucking brand new truck, and his house is like immaculate.
So, like, being a young fella, he probably just blew a lot of money just doing whatever as well. So I could see that,
jumping on his pony.
Plus, he's an entrepreneur, which he tells you several times. He's going to need that truck if he wants to do roofing and construction, stuff like that.
Look,
that's a necessity.
All I'm going to say, Channing Tatum, if you're out there and you're listening, go sell your furniture, bro. Craigslist exists. Etsy exists. You don't need to strip for it no more. Do your thing.
I think he's probably doing okay anymore.
But I feel like this
don't want to build a fucking table.
Oh, no. It's going to be like James Hetfield. He is a table.
Oh, no. Lulu. All right, so the way we get introduced to this movie, we get a scene with Matthew McConaughey just kind of giving us the vibe for what's about to happen. You have his wrinkly ass stepping on stage in his
Oh,
leather chaps and everything, and he's telling everybody in the crowd, all the ladies, what you can do, what you can't do. And I really like this scene. This is one of the more entertaining scenes here.
Let me rewind it back. You said his wrinkly ass. I have never seen a man in better fucking shape in my life.
Oh no, but his
McConaughey standing on that stage telling them that they cannot touch. The law says they cannot touch. But he sees a lot of lawbreakers out there tonight.
and I don't see one cop inside.
Dicks out.
Yeah. But no, I didn't mean that wrinkly as in like he's out of shape. He's in fantastic shape, but he's looking very tanned and leathered.
he has that like well worked out look, but he also kind of embodies that beach bum personality at the same time.
Oh, absolutely.
So like, you know, after like the whole Secret of Lincoln commercial between whatever, we like flash forward like immediately to June or something like that.
Yeah, also this movie takes place in 3 months, and it seems like everyone gets haggard as fuck in a very short amount of time.
Everybody's just worn out. I guess it's supposed to be from like partying or whatever, but I feel like up until now they've been doing that for years anyways.
Well, I don't really know how Adam, I guess he's the main character. I'm not really sure who the main character is between the two, but I feel like Adam, he's just getting introduced to this, and Mike, the other main character, Channing Tatum, I feel like he's been in this scene, but he knows his limits too.
I mean, I understand that, but a lot of this movie is just kind of like put in motion just because it kind of has to, that kind of thing. So like this movie kind of like loosely kind of like pieces itself together pretty quickly. Channing Tatum, like he owns like a roofing business, and like, you know, this new guy who doesn't even have boots, he shows up, he just needs a job. You know, he's kind of whatever.
Got the job on Craigslist.
Yeah, and like for whatever reason later on while he's doing like his nightclub stuff, you know, he just come in, we'll set you straight or whatever. Let me like put you through like some of the ropes and see what you got. And suddenly he's a stripper now. Like I feel like this guy got either incredibly lucky or Channing Tatum's character Mike is just like a really nice guy. I don't know.
He got incredibly lucky. Just like, okay, he's with his sister and I guess his sister's boyfriend at the time or whatever, and sister's boyfriend's just like a dick, and you know they're out to dinner, out getting drinks or whatever. He gets up and leaves and is like, you know, fuck this mess, I want to go, you know, maybe get into a club or whatever.
Screw you guys, I'm going home.
Even though he looks absolutely homeless.
Yeah, like when he's walking around outside the line to that nightclub or whatever, he had just like a busted shirt, a hoodie, and some Chucks.
Yeah, but he does run into Mike, and he's like, "Hey, Mike, remember me from earlier? You know, you drove me home because I quit my job because they accused me of stealing a Pepsi."
I mean, I did, but you know, hey,
yeah,
right.
I mean, it's a Pepsi. All I wanted was a Pepsi, just one Pepsi.
Something that I want to know if you guys caught. Mike owns that business.
Well, the roofing business?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does, yeah.
So Mike is the one accusing him of stealing the fucking Pepsi.
I thought it was like a co-owner.
Well, maybe because, okay, no, Brady brings up a good point, because when Channing Tatum first rolls up in the job, he's even discussing his pay wage.
Yeah, he doesn't like that guy.
Yeah, like, I don't think the movie even thought of that. They're just rolling.
I mean, business relationships when there are like owners and laborers are more complicated than that sometimes. If you've got like a co-owner who is also a laborer, that's, you know, they're going to have a different wage than someone who is a co-owner and like a foreman, you know, somebody running the, you know.
Or it could all be bullshit. He could be lying, like he never owned the thing. He just did it as an extra job. Oh,
Mike, why are you lying?
Like, owning a business is different than owning a share of a business, you know?
I was just saying,
no.
Like, Mike was dogging him, beating him down to take advantage of this young 19-year-old boy and forcing him into sex labor.
Basically, yeah.
But he runs into Mike on the strip, you know, about to get into his club, about to get into a club, you know, and Mike's just like, they're not going to let you in here with those shoes, though.
And they do. And he goes,
Yeah.
now you do me a favor.
Yeah.
I want to see if you can talk to those two girls over there. And he's like, why? And he goes, fucking do it. And so he does.
Because why the fuck not?
They start
This-
creeping around. Go ahead.
Is where I can agree with Eric. The plot to this movie is beyond unnecessary. But it also harkens back to my point. Like, there's two different movies going on, neither of which really need the other to survive. You got the drug, addiction overcoming, blah blah blah.
Oh, that will be.
I don't
that
know
was-
that anyone overcome anything.
Yeah, there's nothing. I mean, I feel like an hour and 10 minutes into the movie, they were just like, oh wait, we need conflict. Suddenly everything's shit for no reason. Yeah,
And then everything works out in the end, even while he's still a drug addict owing Mike 10 grand.
but it didn't even it didn't even work out. But we'll get to that.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, to me, it was just very confusing because one plot didn't have anything to do with the other. Didn't need anything to do with the other. And then even the subplot romance didn't need to exist. It's just fucking weird. And I found myself, with this film, just really enjoying, oddly enough, the stripping.
The charisma that Matthew McConaughey alone has is fucking infectious. Like, him alone is like this lighthouse, this beacon. Like, every time he's on screen, I'm just like, man, he is that character.
Oh, for sure.
So, now, movie plot aside, would you guys agree that this movie would have been better if it would have been an hour and a half of the training of this Adam character with more of the, you better fuck that mirror type scenes and big sexy Kevin Nash behind the stage, passed out, drunk, and Big Dick Richie just back there pumping away. Those types of scenes, those are always where I found myself having the most fun, and they're just not there enough.
Easily the best scenes, for sure, are the ones with Matthew McConaughey, Joe Manganiello, and Kevin Nash. Which, by the way, those are your strippers there. You got a couple more guys, but those are your big names.
You got Big Dick Richie, Tarzan, Dallas, The Kid, and of course Magic Mike.
And that one dude who's on CSI Miami. I don't know.
That's Tito.
But yeah, I feel like I know this movie is supposed to be surface deep, and it's not supposed to just necessarily make as much sense as we want. But like, I don't know. I feel like it could have balanced and just like been a good movie.
I feel like I overhyped this. Because
No. Like, you yourself didn't hype this up. I guess my thought process was like, I thought it was going to be just like a little more than just like a dick flick, you know?
I don't think, like, I think it's far okay, how do I say this?
Okay, that might be like a bit of a cheap name to call it, because by itself, like, the dancing bits are the most entertaining, like Brady said earlier. It's just there's nothing in between, really.
Like, I don't even think it is so much of a dick flick or whatever that is.
It's like a chick flick, with muscles.
But like, I don't think it is at all. Like, I think ladies would be far less entertained with this than like the ridiculousness of like a straight man watching this, and I don't know.
Yeah, I found myself very amused by the backstage antics. I wish that would have been the film. Like, literally focused on the strippers and what they're doing at all times.
Well, given like the atmosphere of everything, when you go backstage, you see all these colorful guys hanging out. Yeah. They're having a good time. You just kind of want to be with the guys, right? You just want to just fucking hang out.
And my friend that I watched this with said that it was way too heterosexual.
Well, not even that. It's just the movie doesn't focus on the stuff that would be more entertaining on the other opposite end of the spectrum. Like, you have your dancing bits, but then your character bits are like just sitting on the sidelines. Like, you have all these interesting people literally stuffed in the back of your movie, and they
focus on that fucking girl, and she's so bland. Whether by design or just lack of actual ability, that character, the sister character, is on screen just about as much as Channing Tatum. Definitely more than any of the other male strippers.
That's true. Her B plot goes way too far, and it goes fucking nowhere. Because like, the movie even toys with the idea that the only reason why Channing Tatum's interested in her is so they can have like a 3-piece with Olivia Nunn. Like, that's like his job to go around just to find like an extra person for their sex escapades.
Like, I was like, fine. I don't think that's the case at all.
I mean, it kind of felt like it, right? Because like, that was like
it hinted at it just for a moment, and then he kind of pulled away. Was like, no, she's special.
No.
Yeah.
Olivia Munn hinted at that. There was no place where he hinted at that at all.
Well, that's the thing, that after that moment when they had that conversation, you get or at least I had the feeling like he would go out and find like the extra girlfriend, and that would just be kind of like the little chemistry thing.
Yeah, we have forgettable threesomes.
Yeah, and I thought that was going to be like a drama alert because, you know, he would get the kid's sister involved, they would fuck, and then all of a sudden it's just drama between the fellas at the strip club, you know? I thought that's where it was going.
Go ahead.
Relationship between Magic Mike and Olivia Munn's character, I think her name's Joanna, I don't think is nearly as deep as you might think, because at the very beginning, our first introduction to Olivia Munn, whenever they're both getting dressed and, you know, he's going to work, she says something like what, you're just gonna leave like strangers in your house or whatever.
That was a good scene.
And he's like, I don't know, yeah, I guess. Please don't steal anything, that kind of thing.
That line made me chuckle pretty hard. It's like, yeah, just don't fucking be a dick, all right?
Yeah.
You know?
and he asks, you know, am I gonna see you again? As if like this is kind of like they know each other, but they're not really in a relationship of any kind. And she's like, I don't know, maybe. Like,
yeah,
I don't think that relationship is very deep at all.
No, okay. No, I understand, like, I understand.
The connection between the two is they just set up threesomes, and that would be the driving of the plot, especially with a fucking high name like Olivia Munn. Instead, you throw her in the background to, again, another forgettable side plot.
Like, my thinking, like, I absolutely aware that, you know, they're just friends with benefits or whatever you want to call it. I just thought that was going to have an integral part on the struggle between characters in the film.
Well, I think even friends with benefits, just to clarify their relationship, is giving it a little bit too much credit, because she even calls herself a stranger to him at the beginning.
Well, strangers with benefit.
Yeah. Like, I just think that was like a throwaway to more or less establish who Magic Mike is as a person.
Yeah, he just fucks whoever, whenever. But now he met a girl who's semi-interested in talking again and having this event again. They're like, oh my god, what is her name? Okay, well, we'll do this again. And the idea was, here she is, like, oh, hey, Mike. And he's like, oh, hey, oh, shit, what are you doing here? And he goes, hey, you want to use this one? No, we can't use this one.
No, she's, you know, she says, you know, we're not taking her out to dinner, we're just having sex with her. And he's like, no, she's the take her out to dinner type.
Yeah, she's special.
And I thought, okay, maybe that's like a way of him saying that, like, you know, she's not that wild, you know, don't worry about her. She'd just be like, you know, tried and missed. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, no, I definitely took that as a stay away from her. Like, she's not that type. She's the type that I want to take out to dinner.
Yeah, she's not that type. She's the type that's going to eat up 40 minutes of this movie with fucking horrid acting.
Oh, no. I mean, okay. Yeah, let's just air it out. She is bad.
Like, I like this movie, and she is easily the worst part of it.
It's so weird to just, like, watch a movie and know damn well that there is no script. I mean, like, the back and forth between her and Channing Tatum, if they're walking on the beach, at the pier, or whatever, on that little island, it's so fucking just...
No, I get Channing Tatum is fine during that.
No, Channing Tatum is just... You know, just fine. Like, if out of 10, I give him a 5.
So, he's got the charisma. He can just... She's totally trying to work off of what he's throwing, and he's having to work.
That's what I was going to say. Like, I get that acting is reacting, but there's got to be more than that, you know?
He seems like the kind of guy who can just get by saying... And I mean this as the character, not as the actor. The kind of guy who can just get by with saying something not necessarily super clever, maybe a little bit, you know... But he can get by with his natural charisma and his looks, let's be honest. She doesn't necessarily have that charisma, or, I mean, she's an attractive girl, but not, you know.
I feel like at worst, I want to think that she had nothing to work with. Like, they didn't have, like, a working script. And, like, looking at the budget, they had, like, $7 million to do this, and they shot it in, like, a couple weeks. I feel like, back to my notion, they might have just pieced this movie together as they went. I'm just going to keep restating that, because the more I think about it, the more it just still rings true.
To me, like, this girl, she's trying-ish, I guess. I don't know, because she ruins some of the big scenes, and I don't know if it's by design or by inadequacy. Like, whenever Adam overdoses, and he's like, And she goes running into the room and she's shoving Channing Tatum, and Channing Tatum starts laughing. They don't cut that out. Your friend is OD'd on the fucking floor and his sister is violently attacking you and you're laughing going, stop. And they leave that in.
I don't think that he OD'd. I just think he, threw up from a night of partying.
Bro, I guess, he almost Jimi Hendrixed. He was laying in a pool of his own vomit. Had he not been lucky enough to be laying on his stomach, he would have been dead.
It would have been like the whole death by misadventure kind of thing, or whatever.
Run down his throat to get some more puke out?
Yeah, like, I thought, like, maybe she was trying to, like, open his airway, but she kind of, like, did the whole middle finger thing down his throat.
Yeah.
Poop it out. I was like, what is that?
Yeah, and, like, he
and then, like, she jumps on top
and it's just like, get off me.
Yeah, because...
But that's what I'm saying. Like, this is supposed to be, like, a big scene, and Channing Tatum's laughing at her, and her fucking desperate cries and her response is so bad.
Like, I don't think it's Channing Tatum laughing at her because of her bad acting. I think it's like, he's just passed out. Leave him alone. Give him some water, maybe a cup of coffee. He'll be all right.
Look, I'd be the first one to say if I came upstairs and one of y'all was face down, unresponsive in a pile of vomit, I'd be freaking the fuck out a little bit. I wouldn't be like, nah, man, it's just Friday.
I mean, dude, I appreciate that.
I get the freak out initially, but like she sticks the finger down the throat and he moves. He's just like, like it's just
because as an actor, he's just like, what? Like, I feel like that was ad-libbed. Because, like, she went from, like, completely scared that her brother was dead and then leaving him on the floor than trying to beat up a passed out lady in the bed. Like, that's her way to...
Yeah, I was actually way more worried about the girl in the bed because she wasn't moving at all. Like, even when Brooke jumped on top of her, she was just like...
Yeah, she just kind of rolled and stared.
Yeah.
Dude, she's gone, and like Channing Tatum just like rolls up the volume of the boombox. He's just drift away.
Just rolls them back in the sheets, throws them in the back of the truck.
Yeah.
All right, so y'all want to rewind a little bit to get maybe the plot of this movie going a little bit?
Yeah, we can run through it. Yeah, just to go back real fast. So, the kid, he gets a job at the strip joint at Matthew McConaughey's place, just like kind of out of nowhere, lucky man. And they start to put him through his paces and everything, trying to like, what's it called? They haze him a little bit or whatever. They make him put some lotion on the guy's leg. Kevin Nash could have been worse.
Right here is so good. Kevin Nash is like 7 foot tall. He's a big fucking dude, and this Adam character, he's about average dude size, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
He's a skinny little fella.
5'10" He sits down. Kevin Nash throws his entire fucking Kevin Nash is almost completely nude. He's in like Speedo underwear. Throws his fucking giant leg on him. He goes, "Look at that shin. Does that shin look ashy to you? Put some lotion on it. Rub it in."
Yeah.
Like, that works because I feel like, one, he's hilarious. Two, completely ad-lib because the dude that played the kid or whatever, he's like, what?
What?
Yeah, just
like any given scene that Kevin Nash is in, if you just watch him, you're gonna have a good time.
Yeah. Especially like the dancing. He's in the background, always like one step behind, but trying. And
he is.
Just kind of stands there like, no, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, he'll have to do like jumping jacks, and it'll be like the jumping jacks we did in like middle school gym class. It's like, I'm throwing my arms up. Yeah.
I'm glad you pointed that out because like when they get to like that military or whatever, that soldier fucking dance, and he's in the background trying to do this like Y stance or whatever, he looks like the fucking old person in those like fucking geriatric exercise videos that can't keep up with the beat or whatever.
Good on you, Kevin Nash. You look fucking sweet.
Yeah, like I took that as like, I don't need any more than my size to get by. I'm gonna do the bare minimum, and you're still gonna fucking love it.
Yes.
Somebody else we get introduced backstage is Gabriel Iglesias' character, the comedian known as Fluffy, if you know him.
And boy, is he in this movie.
Yeah, he's introduced as the DJ. What's his name? Tobias. Yeah, he brings in the juice. Hey Juice.
He's basically a cameo. I mean, like, he's like not anywhere near. He's like less fleshed out than like the rest of the fellas on the stripping team or whatever. He's just kind of there. And every time he pops up on the screen, you're like, oh hey, It's that fluffy guy.
And for the viewers at home, he is dressed like Dennis Nedry from Jurassic Park.
Yeah, he is. That's good.
But this hay juice, the stuff that he brings in is like, I remember looking up what's supposed to be in it. I think it's supposed to be like alcohol and GHB or something like that. Just some kind of party drug that'll, take the edge off, lower your inhibitions while you're up there on the dance floor.
And it's some strong shit, right? They're like, you only need like a bottle cap of it. And
Yeah.
Kevin Nash is in the background. He like puts it in the cap, takes a huge swig, then takes the cap and screws it back on. Like, awesome.
And this is where it gets good. Because after that, we get fucking Big Dick Richie literally pumping up his dick.
Oh, yeah.
Like, these intros to these characters is fucking great. Talking about some Waffle House pussy and shit.
That's Joe Manganiello's character, Big Dick Richie. And he is true to name, evidently.
For all you D&D nerds out there, Big Dick Richie is Archon the Cruel.
Oh, it's D&D guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, that scene threw me off guard, too. Like, it was just how it was framed, and, like, it was so close it was blurry, and I'm just, like, looking in the background, like, watching, the kid and Channing Tatum just, like, fuck around and joke around, and I'm just like, oh, like, that's a dick.
Yeah, you're like that gif. That's a penis.
It was. There he is with his Swedish-made penis enlargement pump. Just
It turns out that is his bag, baby.
that's 100% his bag, baby. He's got to pump his dick up before he goes on stage. There was a bit later that had me bust the fuck out. I don't know if it was his statue dance or anyways, one of these characters that Archon the Cruel is portraying. He comes out there and he fucking takes all of his clothes off and he stands behind this screen, and they highlight it so you see his shadow, and his dick is just hanging down almost to his knees. And then Matthew McConaughey's in the background like, all right. Hey, Richie, your huge cock has everyone's mind blown. And it's just like, what the fuck?
God damn.
One of my favorite things is how often Matthew McConaughey actually says the phrase, all right.
Every time he's on screen.
Like, they are so self-aware of what they're doing.
I mean, they're just there to have fun. Especially Matthew McConaughey. I feel like there's no way he accepted money for this movie whatsoever. This was just like 2 weeks in Tampa or Miami, and he's just having a fucking ball.
Give me a hotel room and 24-pack of Pabst Blue Ribbon, and I'll be right there. All right.
Hey, strip? No, be cooler if you did.
Yeah. So after their first big show that we see, the crowd is going wild. They need an encore. They don't really have anything set up. So this is where the kid makes his first appearance to the song Like a Virgin. They shove him on stage and it's just like, just go take your clothes off. They'll eat it up.
And what made me laugh is that he just did legitimately that. Like, no dance, whatever. He's just like, okay, clothes off.
Yeah, and that's really all it is. And they do, the 21-year-old girl, like birthday girl, sitting front and center. Of course, she already had a crush on him anyway, was just eating that up. And, of course, everybody... Oh, yeah.
And they're like, whoa. You cannot touch.
Lawbreaker.
Don't kiss the girls. You know that. That's rule number 1. Yeah, you gotta watch out for the herpes.
And then you get to see all of their underwear is just stuffed full of that sweaty dollar bills, y'all.
Yeah.
Just daddy sweat bucks.
They all just come back with trunks full of cash. Flushed with cash.
Daddy sweat bucks. Disgusting.
But the next scene that I remember is the one that is probably the best scene in the whole movie, with Matthew McConaughey and Adam, the kid, just like he's giving him pointers on like, how to move, working in front of that mirror.
Okay, that scene almost didn't happen because I swear if like he didn't remember he was in the movie, Matthew McConaughey was going to fuck his own reflection.
Dude, this to me is the most awkward fucking scene. I'm comfortable with my sexuality, all right? I can laugh at things, but watching Matt McConaughey oiled up in a fucking half shirt, tiny shorts, grinding on this other man, going, yeah, you want to fuck that reflection, you better fuck that mirror. I had a hard time with that. I was looking at that and I started to go, man, I'm uncomfortable. And
I might start be thinking about things about myself, maybe.
no, it wasn't even I'm aroused. I was just genuinely uncomfortable. Like, there's a scene later where Matthew McConaughey finally gets to show off his goods, and the ladies are ripping his thong off or whatever. And again, I wasn't, turned on, but I was like, look at this fucking guy go. He's got it. Good for him. But the scene in the mirror, that was tough for me. That was tough.
That is probably my favorite scene in the whole movie. Like, I don't care about getting awkward watching a movie. Like, that's not the kind of thing that's going to make me awkward. It's going to make me giggle like hell because I know what these actors are, like, in the middle of.
I mean, that made me think for a moment, like, is this okay? Like, is this like a thing? Like, is it going to turn out like Matthew McConaughey, like, molests all his strippers or something like that? Is that what this movie's going to turn into?
Yeah, because it seemed very personal.
No, that was all professional, baby. You gotta be inside every one of them. You gotta not lock eyes with any of them, but look across the whole crowd.
Frown on other dudes in the mirror. Nah, man, I'm not okay with this. It'd be cooler if you were.
God damn it.
Apparently, according to my wife, the guy who played Adam was a dick. They didn't like him on set. That's why he doesn't come back for the second movie.
That's also what I've heard. Channing Tatum, who I guess kind of ran this movie, directed by Steven Soderbergh of, Ocean's 11, 12, 13 fame, also like Aaron Brockovich, a handful of other really good films. Him and Channing Tatum just didn't like this fella, so.
Well, he seems like the kind of fella who would totally be a dipshit, like you're run-of-the-mill, just like fresh out of high school, just asshole.
Like, I got the lead in a big movie. I'm gonna run with it. I'm a big stud now.
God, what's that lady's name? I'm a star.
I was getting poked in the butt by Matthew McConaughey's penis.
Was that your Matthew Mahogany?
Oh no, oh no, oh no.
So the next thing, Magic Mike taking Adam to the sex shop to get, a new wardrobe, something for work, and he comes back with all these ridiculous thongs.
Yeah.
And
I feel like this scene in the little like sex shop is more awkward than like the mirror scene because Channing Tatum's having fun and he's just like, oh, try this, try that, gotta get your act together. And the dude playing the kid or whatever, he's just like so stiff, like as a board. He's like, I'm already in the movie.
I feel like there's a lot of that in this film, like from a lot of actors. Again, I don't know if it's by design or just by lack of interest. You'll see that there's one actor or someone really going hard and then a very poor effort from this other person in the scene, which totally ruins the scene.
I read on IMDb that there were a lot of actors who were actually the first choice for a character. And a lot of those actors were just like, $7 million budget, this is a movie about male strippers, I'll pass. And they turned it down. So they had to maybe settle for their second, third, fourth choice for those characters. And maybe they weren't ideal.
Well, being ideal or not, you're being paid to at least perform. And there's a lot of scenes in here where you can see the performer just zero interest. Like anytime I saw my man Big Dick Richie on screen, that guy had a fucking smile on his face and was given 110. I can say that for all strippers. Even big sexy Kevin Nash. He's standing over there, he's smiling, he's having a good time. That's why, again, I'll go back to my earlier point. I wish it would have just been about them, shenanigans, and just, like The Hangover, but with fucking naked dudes. More naked dudes. Sexy naked dudes. There we go.
Oh man, Mike Tyson's in it to win it again.
He just showed up. So who do I kiss?
Oh no. But yeah, I mean, it just seems odd as an actor. Like, I get you can pick projects or get stuck in projects you don't want to be in. But let's say you get to be in a movie with a huge star like Channing Tatum and a director like Steven Soderbergh. Like, this movie might not have turned out that well or as well as you thought, but like, It's all about getting connections. Like, there might be like an Ocean's 14 one day or a fucking Magic Mike XXL,
Well, think of it like this too. You don't want to be in this movie, but you're in there with so much top talent That there's no reason not to build these connections, like you said, not to build this relationship and just fuck it, have fun like everyone else.
No, I'm not giving them excuses. I'm just saying that might be why that is.
I mean, perhaps, but I would still, like, again, the whole grinding mirror thing, that's uncomfortable for me. Had I been in that scene, though, I still would have gave it 110%. I'd be like, man, that's fucking weird, Matt McConaughey, and turned around, he'd be like, yeah, it's fucking real weird, buddy. Whatever. But then I'd have that story and be like, hey, Matt, remember the time we had to grind in the mirror? He goes, yeah, you liked it, didn't you? And I'd be like, nah, not really, man, but whatever. Let's go have a beer and fucking play bongos. It's like, sweet,
Yeah.
but, you know?
I feel like there's probably like a therapy session that needs to be had somewhere in there. Like, you like that, didn't you? No.
Trying to just
It's not
move
cooler
past-
if you did.
Yeah. Trying to move past it, Matt. Why you gotta keep bringing it up, buddy?
Oh man.
But old kid comes home with his big bag of tricks now, his costumes, and he's in the bathroom shaving his legs. You know, he wants to be like the rest of the strippers. Sister comes home because that's her apartment. He just like sleeps on her couch and is like, hey, I want to talk about this. Get the fuck out of here. Like, what is this? I don't care what your preferences are, dude. We just got to talk about this.
Yeah, and mind you, like the box of stuff that he has, just like random like costume bullshit. It basically looked like he murdered the village people and tried to stuff them into a single box.
Yeah.
Don't forget about Uncle Sam. He's in there too.
A very patriotic village people.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's a little awkward conversation that they have, and he's just like, it's for work. And she's like, what the fuck do you mean? You do construction or roofing or whatever. It's for work. I got to shave my legs for work. I got these costumes for work. You know, you can come down to the club and see if you want, but please don't, because that's weird.
And she do.
She does. Yeah, it's like, I want to see if this is for real. Like, I thought it was a joke. And the first person that she runs into there is Channing Tatum.
Yeah.
Well, the first person she runs into is her brother getting naked on stage during a cowboy showdown. Like, fucking.
And she's like,
No!
and she's like 100% cool with it. I think. Like,
I
I don't
think
know.
The show.
I don't know what she was trying to convey.
Like, she's got that jaw so locked down, it's hard to tell if she's happy, if she's angry, if she's, like, confused, if she's horny. I don't know.
Mortal Kombat.
She basically just like walked in with the face like, huh, did I leave the oven on?
No, she's doing Joey Tribbiani's, like, when you
fart?
forget your lines, you just smell your fart. Yeah.
Oh my god.
But Magic Mike comes up and is like, hey, you know, yeah, he's a good kid. You know, he's doing good things, making money, and, you know, you should stick around, wink.
But then she gives him that whole, you better take care of him, Mike. And he turns into Vin Diesel and he's like, he's family. So it's like Fast and Furious, but instead of cars, it's dicks.
Nice.
I mean, in Fast and Furious, aren't they just euphemisms for dicks?
I mean, have you seen Vin Diesel's head?
But yeah, he gets on stage and does his thing to jump on it, my pony.
Oh, Genuine. Yeah, and that's, I mean, gotta give it up to Channing Tatum.
That's the like best part of the movie, like the performances. Like when they're on stage, like the choreographed stuff is like pretty good. You know, the music's pretty good. It works out.
Good.
This is a good little thing too, because later on he gets more of this stripping action, and each time that he strips, this dude is showcasing his fucking talent. I took two things away from this movie. Number one, all right, Matthew McConaughey, this movie, all right, and Channing Tatum can dance. That's all I really got from this film.
I mean, I think I totally agree.
So he does like a backflip and shit, and it's really
he
cool.
he does a couple little backflips in this movie.
Yeah,
He's an agile little cat.
the sister watched her brother strip to fruition, like the entire set, all of it. And then when Magic Mike gets up there and starts face fucking the lady, she's like, I can't even.
I don't know that it was that. The look that I got from her face, and I could be wrong because, like we've covered, there's not a whole lot of emotion there. The look that I got was, I might be into this.
You
Right,
can't be
back-
into something then storm out. Like, if you're into it, you stick around.
Did she storm out?
Yeah, she did leave. Like, I don't know why she left angrily. Like, she's not really attached to anybody except her brother. But she left angrily in the middle of Channing performance, and she'd been there like 5 fucking minutes. So that's like $4 a minute. That was a $20 cover charge.
She's got money to blow, and fucking Channing Tatum can't even get a loan.
Yeah, he goes to the bank. He dresses up as like, Magic Michael, and he's trying to get a loan from this loan officer who is definitely flustered. Is like, oh, there's this
No
very
shit, she
hulking,
is.
attractive gentleman who has $13,000 in front of me. But he's got a shitty credit score though. I don't know what to do.
Oh no. It's like, oh man, this great looking guy. Uh-oh, low credit score. That's little dick energy.
Yeah.
And like, okay, so like professional wise, I can see why she's frustrated because he straight up brings in like a notebook with just pictures pasted on paper of like what his fucking business is supposed to be. It's just like pictures of tables and chairs. He's like, no, this is a business and not just my fucking arts and craft project.
That would be like if I took my fucking miniatures to the bank. It was like, this is what I want to do. Give me money.
And they're just like, oh no.
So that looks like a hobby. Yes, it is.
Well, she's like, we have programs for distressed individuals with low credit scores to get their credit scores up. And he's like, bitch, does this look distressed? I got a stack of, it's probably a stack of ones, but it's 13,000 ones, Get the fuck out of here. But you want to talk about distressed? He's in distress when he shows up at the crib with Marilyn Monroe's dress on.
Yeah, that was a weird fucking cut.
I feel like, again, that's something that's ad-libbed because he shows up banging on the door. She opens it up. She looks fucking shocked that he's standing there in a Marilyn Monroe outfit singing and dancing.
And like I said, it's like a weird fucking cut that like he basically just like romps around her apartment or whatever and just like fucking teabags the new kid and everything. He's like, come on, get up. We're going to go have fucking sandbar party. Oh, by the way, I'm sad about my loans. That's okay.
It's the most bro thing ever. Can I get a loan? No. All right. And so he just fucking leaves, puts on a Marilyn Monroe fucking costume, shows up at his buddy's house, and he's like, kegger, bro! Teabags, let's go! Sandbar party!
My dad owns a dealership.
Exactly.
Hey, bring your sister. We're gonna go out to the sandbar party with a bunch of my stripper friends. We're just gonna sit out there and drink.
You know what would be perfect for this party? Your stuck-up sister.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, what would be perfect? A yellow lens tint to make it look like a narcotics movie.
Okay, so was that in the original film or was this in the cut? Because this yellow fucking hue is throughout the film. Like,
that was intentional. I saw on IMDb that they purposely put that yellow-orange tint on outdoor scenes, like beachy scenes, to give it more of like like 80s aesthetic, like a sunny aesthetic. I don't know.
No, they were like, hey man, have you seen Bad Boys 2? Yeah, that.
It was bad. I hated it. Everything looks like you said, like way earlier, Eric, that someone had pissed on the lens and never wiped it away.
To me, it just looks like a Lana Del Rey music video, and I'm pretty okay with that, I guess.
It just looks kind of trashy because it's the kind of thing you'd see like a student film would do, like, just have that like aftermarket tinting to your movie, just make it look a little professional, but it kind of doesn't. It's almost like an Instagram filter for your film.
Yes.
Oh,
that's
for sure, yeah. But I don't think it was like a bring your stuck-up sister. I think it was like I want to loosen this chick up a little bit in more ways than one.
Look, they were going out to have drinks, discuss stonks, and she was just all stuck up. Like, there's a bunch of like chicks out there who are clearly down DTF. They're just there for that. And this chick is there. She rides on the back of the boat away from everyone, looking at them with like a fucking look of disgust the entire time. And then whenever Matthew McConaughey just tries to give her his lighthearted view of the world, she's like, fuck this guy, and like walks off. Then Olivia Munn's like, hey, you want me to eat your pussy? And she's like, say what? And walks off. And then fucking Channing Tatum takes a walk on the beach with her. He's like, you know what? All those people are crazy. She's like,
they sure kind of crazy.
I mean, I guess so, but like, it just feels like
drug-addled strippers.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I guess I get like the attraction to something completely different than what you're used to. but she's such a cardboard person. It just kind of feels super out of place that Channing Tatum's trying to like hone in on her, you know?
I mean, I kind of get it. She's not, a club girl. She's not one of the girls that he would normally meet anywhere in his life. And all right, he's the sister of a friend. Who else am I going to meet that's not, a party slut?
She's
Stable. Ooh, okay.
Because he doesn't have a clear path in life. He's got nothing. She is decided. She knows exactly what's happening, how it's going to go, how it's going to end, or at least in her mind.
She's a medical assistant. She has a career.
Yeah. And Mike is a quote-unquote soon-to-be 40-year-old stripper, and that's not what he wants in life.
Yeah.
He wants stability.
You know, got to go from the strip club to the book club.
So, in all those stories where we would see like the mail order bride that would come over and just get married for the money, he's interested in this girl for her stability.
Yeah, I can see that.
Huh. He really is a piece of shit.
Well,
Duh. The magic is in him all along.
he really is a bad guy. Duh.
It's army strip time.
Yep, we got another we've got another boot camp show for the 4th of July. Everybody getting all patriotic.
And this, like, in this little bit, like this very short segment, there's this like really radical image in this movie of like Matthew McConaughey in a Uncle Sam hat with like red, white, and blue flashing on his face over and over and over. Like, this is fucking surreal.
Yeah. Very Apocalypse Now.
Yeah, like this.
Yeah.
I feel like this movie had a moment that it didn't know it had. Like, there's something else there.
Yeah, like why that image isn't a GIF all the fuck over somewhere.
Yeah,
is beyond.
Like he like at that point,
Soderbergh, when he's making these scenes, are like, yeah, Magic Mike, this is my apocalypse now. That's why the fucking orange tint is there.
Oh man, fuck. I love anal lube in the morning.
Oh, no, so Matthew McConaughey is the fucking drunk Marlon Brando. No, instead of him just like being sweaty and trying to be prophetic, he just fucking naked and just grinding all the people in the cast.
Yes.
The horror.
What's the matter?
All right.
Just strip.
Christ, man. But like the only reason why I brought it up because like Matthew McConaughey looked like he transcended the movie for a brief moment. Like he was like so in it.
It's called drugs.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, they strip and Channing Tatum's all alone and he's bored and horny. So he straightens his cash and calls a booty call up. It's Olivia Munn.
Oh yeah, like this is when he takes Adam home and he's super drunk and is just like gonna drop him off, but and I think he had planned on maybe talking to Brooke a little bit more, but Brooke was there with her boyfriend or whoever he is, Paul, and he's just like, all right, call me or something like that. I'll be out. And then he gets sad and calls Olivia Munn.
I mean, there's like a split second where like he backs out the doorway where Paul can't see him, and Channing Tatum's like, for real, that fucking guy? Are you kidding me?
He's like, have you seen how big my dick is? And she's still eating it up.
Yeah, for sure.
Then we cut to another set of strips.
Yeah, this is just sort of a, what do you call it, a montage. You got Big Kevin Nash as Tarzan, and
Archon the Cruel comes out as a statue.
Yeah, and then you get, he's like a fireman or something after that, isn't he? And he tries to lift up a big girl and turn her around, and he hurts his back.
Dude, he was like lifting her and thrusting, because they've only got 3 moves. They got like the lift, the thrust, and the grind. And so he lifts her and he's like thrusting, and then he sets her down and he's holding his back and he just shakes his head like, with the hands across the throat, like, it's done, it's over, I'm back. And the lady's standing there like, oh my God, what? He's just holding his back the way out. Let us not gloss over the fact that a man came out like a doctor, put a female on a stretcher, and faced her.
Oh, yeah.
That happened.
That was Ken. I think that's one of the guys that we haven't mentioned yet, because he's not really worth mentioning. He's one of the strippers that I just don't care about.
He's in the background. He doesn't even really have a line, I don't think.
No, he does a little bit later on when they're at the hurricane party.
Oh, that's right. That's right. He's the one with the wife.
What's after this? I think it probably is the hurricane party, right?
We get the big speech of them going to Miami.
Oh yeah. They're talking about going to Miami, setting up shop out there, and earning, a lot more money, I guess.
Equity. They keep talking about equity. But at this point,
like-
if you're actually watching this movie, you're not listening to any of this.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of whatever. And, like, this stuff kind of crops up out of nowhere because, it shows us, like, progression of these guys and everybody having fun. And suddenly Matthew McConaughey's like, hey, we've been doing this for a good while. It's time to move up. Boom. Timeshares, right?
We're taking our talents to South Beach.
And everyone says, let's do it. But Channing Tatum says, I'm going to do it, but for 10%.
You get 7.5, bitch.
He's like, fuck you, but okay. Time to go to a party.
Yeah, this is the hurricane party. I guess Hurricane Eliza or something is about to hit Tampa. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
It really
Inconsequential.
doesn't.
But there's a party there, and there's all kinds of strippers and sluts and, all that good stuff. And,
The sluts.
yeah, sluts. Somebody, either Ken or Julio, not Julio Iglesias, Gabriel Iglesias, one of them's got some Molly.
Angels or demons, baby.
Yeah, okay, in this scene, it's Ken, who's laying in bed with his wife. He's married?
Question marks?
I
He's like,
guess.
fuck my wife. And him and Adam are like, man, I think I love you, dude. He's like, I love you too. You're a beautiful soul. And check out Nora. And Nora's there with a baby pig. And she looks like a chick from Scott Pilgrim.
I mean, I'm into it.
But this is like the part of the movie where like it decides, hey, we've had too much fun, so everything's going to be shit from now on for no real reason.
No, the reason is bad decisions. Bad decisions are why everything is shit.
Yeah, but like there's no resolution to anything. It just happens because.
There's resolution if you are Magic Mike. There's not resolution if you're the other guy making bad decisions.
That's not resolution. I mean, they didn't even end the movie like The Sopranos. They're just like, hey, guess what, foreigner.
Yeah, basically the movie does end that way because all the bad decisions, Channing Tatum gets fucked over,
Yeah.
kisses the sister, Adam gets promoted, and the movie ends.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to figure out what other more plot points we need to hit. There's not a whole lot more.
No, they go
I mean,
on like,
Brady just kind of like capped it off, which
Yeah.
is kind of weird because like the rest of the movie, I want to say the end, quote unquote end, is literally like the last 15 minutes. It's just like thing.
Oh.
It's a
He spends some more time with the sister. There's that. He ends up buying a bunch of pills of Molly from Gabriel Iglesias. There's that. They go
Oh yeah. That was that day. They went to some sorority stripper
They
thing.
go to the
with cops.
sorority show. Yeah.
Yeah, that was like the I guess the other tip of the iceberg or whatever. Yeah, they go to this like stripper thing, and they're doing their like cop business or whatever, and all the chicks are loving it. And I guess all the chicks' boyfriends are like in the other room, just having to like just eat it up, just like whatever, just bite the bullet. The new kid, he like fucking slips one of the women with some ecstasy for whatever fucking reason, like without Magic Mike knowing, and she's all whatever. And the guy comes in, and is like, "Yo, man, did you just fucking just slip one to my girlfriend?" He's like, "Yeah, what if I did?" And then the lamest fight in the world breaks out.
Yeah, like there's a fight that starts back there when he's like, "Did you give my girl some X?" And then he's like, "Nah, fuck off." And then he just like smacks Adam over the head with a beer bottle.
yeah, he does.
Speaking of beer bottles, this isn't one of them, but there is beer inside of it. Everybody in this movie wants to be a cool kid. What I've got here from Calicraft Brewing Company, Cool Kidz Juicy IPA. This is from Walnut Creek, California, which is up near Oakland, I guess.
The Bay Area and back down.
Yep,
There you go.
absolutely. Cali is where they put their Mac down. But this is a borderline New England style IPA because that's pretty much all you can fucking find these days.
Week 42 of this shit.
Yeah. No, I like it. It's good, but I'd like a little bit of variety in the IPA market these days. It's got a little bit of that mango, a little bit of that orange rind, citrus wine, a little bit of grapefruit in there. It's otherwise kind of unspectacular, but I mean, it's good. I'll drink it all day long if you hand them to me.
You got like another recommendation of something that's similar that's more readily available?
Fucking if you want something that's similar to this, every fucking brewing company nowadays has a New England style IPA, a juicy IPA. Just go to your local brewer and ask what they got. I'm sure they've got something similar to this. It's all the rage.
I feel like at this point, those kinds of beers are just like the generic, like medication, you know?
The beer world, the beer industry just goes through these sort of phases. A few years ago, it was like the fruited IPA, like you would have like grapefruit IPA and your pineapple IPA and all of these things. And then they just turned it into these cloudy, hazy, like really hopped down, but still fruity style IPAs. New England style IPAs, like the heady topper and things like that, got super big. And everybody just tried to ride on their coattails. And it's a good style of IPA. It's just, man, do something fucking else.
I can understand that. You know, especially in an industry so open for innovation, why just keep copying?
Yeah, like it's the summer, it's California. Give me a good Pilsner. I want something other than this, though. I mean, no offense to Calicraft. This is a well-made beer. No complaints. I would drink it again. It's just fucking monotonous.
Oh no, it went from a beer review to like a cry for help.
Please give me something that isn't seltzer.
Lord,
man.
if you can hear me, help!
Might have to get you some liquor for the next one, Chan. Be like, look, I'm trying to get drunk.
You get you drunk.
Back at this sorority party, after all hell breaks loose, he realizes that he left his backpack that had like 1,000 pills of ecstasy in it. I don't know why he took that into the building. Why did he take that into the building?
There's a little bit of like a moment in the truck as they're trying to get away. Like, you know, we need to go back for it. No, we can't. And I'm thinking, like, the same guy who made a big fuss of giving his girlfriend ecstasy now has a whole thing of ecstasy he can give his girlfriend.
Yeah.
So much ecstasy. But
he lies to Mike and is like, I'm going to owe him $1,000. No, you're going to owe him 10 grand. That was $10,000 that you're leaving behind.
And I thought this was like a last minute ditch effort to get like super drama into this movie. Like now he's like, he owes money. Now he's like, he could be physically responsible to repay this debt.
no.
And this could be exactly what happened to Channing Tatum. We don't know. I don't know. Could be.
I think it's his way of saying I became an elite Hollywood actor so I can pay back my fucking stripper debts.
Yeah.
Somewhere out there, there's a sweaty, patriotic leather man looking for
Oh no.
and I owe it to him.
But, yeah, Mike and Dallas actually get into a fight after this. Like, there's nothing going on about the pills anymore. They're going to Miami. They get into a fight, and he just walks out or something. I don't remember what happens after
Have a
that.
falling out right after Matthew McConaughey has his big dance scene to Dr. Love and shows off his butt cheeks. And the wife informed me that apparently Matthew McConaughey was attacked by these women.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they those were all real extras. They weren't cast or anything. They were just extras, and evidently one of them ripped his thong off. That's why he is holding it as he leaves the stage.
Yeah, you can
And that's
see
considered
him, like as he rolls, she rips it off. You can see him holding it, and then suddenly in the next scene, it's back together around his waist. I caught that.
Ladies, there's 1,000 of you. There's only one of me.
Well, and there's only 3 all rights.
Well, that sounds to me more like a Futurama reference. Like the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak and spongy.
But like this little like falling out doesn't make any sense either. So like Mike and Dallas, not from Alien, like they've been friends and business partners for fucking ever. Like they're bros. They're like fucking heart and soul. And then just like over something that was totally not Mike's fault caused this issue.
Yeah,
And,
but
like,
money causes issues. Mo money, mo problems. He didn't come back with the money.
But the whole thing is like the new kid is the one that fucking did it, and also the Fluffy is like on his payroll too, who fucking did the whole thing as well.
Yes, 100%. Mike gets fucked out of 10K, which is like fucking Dallas out of 10K because he is a fucking business partner. Then instead of being like, you know what, fuck this Adam guy, he's out. Mike, we're going to work to get you your money back. I'm going to talk to so-and-so. There's something we can do, but we're going to fix it. Instead, they have a falling out. Mike gets basically ostracized, and Adam, the man who's causing all this issue, is then promoted to Mike's position.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Adam gets to be, I guess, like the ringleader of this for a night.
Yeah, it makes no fucking sense.
I'm just gonna say it again, like the movie just like made up drama just to have it. Like there's no real reason. Like whatever character like the movie tried to stir up during this 2 hours, it makes no sense.
Do you think maybe that this is like the actual story of what happened to Channing Tatum, and he thinks it's a lot more interesting than it actually is?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I just think I think we're on the same page here.
Okay, we finally found it.
Yeah. No, like the actual story is whatever. You've got a lot of great dance scenes. The drama is whatever. I think it's a fun movie. Yeah.
There's definitely fun to be had here. There's this chemistry that you get to see between these bigger named actors like Matthew McConaughey, Channing Tatum. Oddly enough, Kevin Nash, Mr. Archon the Cruel. These guys, every time you see them, there's a fucking smile. They are loving life. They know that this movie is just fun, and they're having fun, and it translates to the screen. And then there's all this side shit that really dampens the film. And I haven't seen the second one. Chandler, have you seen the second one?
I have not. I've heard bad things.
Well, I was just hoping that it would just be mostly what we're preaching, and that it would be the idea of the fun stripping just ramped up to 10.
It probably isn't.
With a subtitle like XXL, I mean, like, what are we hoping for, really?
Evidently, what this is the guys go to Miami, except for Matthew McConaughey and the kid went to China, which is the storyline of what I guess why they're not in it.
Oh, what's horse shit? Like, they're just making shit up. It's like, what's real far? China.
But no, just to like finish up the handful of plot points that finishes up this movie, Mike gives the $10,000 that he owed to Fluffy for the pills. Adam takes over the starting spot in the lineup. Mike leaves on the last day before they go to Miami or whatever, before they finally decide we're going to Miami, and goes to meet up with Brooke at the apartment and be like, hey, you want to get something to eat? And she's like, I like breakfast food, but I only go to this one place and it's not open for 7 hours. What are we going to do for 7 hours? And they both just have this look, and it's like, oh. And I'm sorry to admit, that's literally it. We have no resolution with Adam or the conflict between maybe Adam and that $10,000 that Mike is now owed.
They realize they're way past 90 minutes. Let's prep. Because like the end of the movie isn't even like synced up with the song at all. It just starts and then credits.
Like, we literally have no resolution with Adam. He is left on the stage doing his thing, being happy for all we know. And
he gets a hero's ending.
Huh?
He gets a hero's ending. He goes out on top.
He gets a hero's ending, but everybody thinks he's a dick.
I mean, in real life too, so I guess it works out.
Yeah, he ends up, I guess, living with Nora, that one random girl that he hooked up with the teacup pig.
He winds up dying. They didn't go to China.
Yeah, no, she's a bad influence.
The real ending should have been like, Channing Tatum should have said, fuck everything, not paid the kid's debt, not his debt. Should have left with his own money. Fluffy should have eaten the new guy. Boom. Easy ending.
Because it Furby?
Doesn't even make sense that fucking Fluffy goes and destroys Channing Tatum's house.
Well, no, Fluffy doesn't. It's the guys that Fluffy, I don't know, the guys that I guess Fluffy buys from.
Yeah, but he even says, he's not here. Why are you tearing up my shit?
Yeah. Like, what? That made no sense whatsoever. Like, the deal was between him and the kid.
No, that does make sense. As far as like drug dealers go, they will fuck up any place that they can to find the guy that owes them money.
Yeah, but the thing is, Fluffy was so entwined with Dallas at the thing. At that point, it's just a clear mistake. Like it shouldn't have gone that far to begin with.
It doesn't have anything to do with Dallas. That's drug dealers.
I know. I'm just saying, there's like this weird, that whole disconnect thing because like he clearly had nothing to do with it.
It's a shit show ending because even though that they end up kissing and being united at the end, why?
Like I get that was what he wanted. Like from the moment that he met her, was just like, hey, this is a pretty girl. Let's hook up. That kind of thing. Let's go to dinner. Let's get some breakfast food.
Okay,
I don't
like
care about
he,
it.
he wants the stability from his woman and his tables. That was Magic Mike from 2012.
Yes.
Personally, I enjoy this movie way more than I thought I would when I initially watched it. Picking it apart, it's kind of a mess, but it's still better than I thought that Magic Mike would be. The dance scenes are really fun, but don't expect a plot that's worth anything. If you're coming for the plot, maybe watch like fucking Apocalypse Now or The Pianist or like another Academy Award winner. This isn't an Academy Award winner, but it's still pretty fun.
Now, as like a popcorn movie, I still think it's kind of whatever. The dancing sequences are pretty entertaining, but it's just, I don't know. There's nothing there for me, I guess, I feel like it's really hollow, kind of cheap, and just kind of thrown together. Disappointing.
This movie runs an hour 40.
Hour 40? What the fuck?
Hour
Mine
50.
was almost 2 hours.
Yeah, I was thinking mine was about 2 hours.
Yeah, this movie runs nearly 2 hours, and of the 2 hours, I felt like there were about 15 minutes of quality film that I wanted to watch. As Matthew McConaughey puts it in the film, you're only worth the pussy you pull. And this movie did not pull my pussy.
Once more, Magic Mike, 2012. If you have any strong opinions about the movie or this podcast, leave them in the comments below.
Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Hit that little bell icon so you know next time we got another one of these brewing.
Get out there and follow us on all of our different social medias. We got that Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and a Reddit. We got an awesome administrator constantly pumping out new content for you guys. And if you don't decide to give us a listen, we'll have old Big Dick Richie blow your mind with his monstrous cock.
Oh.
What?
I said we're going to pull your pussy.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Boop.